Hello there, and thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kate, and I'm particularly trying to mix up my intros to my videos at the moment because this is my second of the day. But truly, I am Kate in the nest. I call this my nest because it's a place of sanctuary, of growth, of life, and celebration. So I thought I would share with you what I'm just about to work on. It's dark, Saturday night here, and my husband and I are about to sit down and watch some Netflix, and I'm setting up my stitching for the night. So whatever time of day or wherever you are when you watch this, I just hope that you are well, and I hope you um, can stitch along with me or make whatever you like. All right, so these are the colors of life for me, like just, yeah, so inspirational. And I'm working on a project at the moment inspired by roses, and I'm calling it summer roses, but I don't know when roses come out really, but these embroideries are absolutely gorgeous, and they will feature on my vessels, or as I like to call them, nests. So this is a nest I made earlier in the year. If you've been with me for a while, you will have seen this, but if you're new, and I do want to really welcome my new subbies, you are so welcome here. And my channel is all about just someone told me to do it, I did it, and I have been blessed and my life has been changed. So just jump in, do you, and let's have a journey. So the size of my vessels are blankets always, and then I applique over the top and add layer upon layer. So, and I like them to be reversible. So this is my favorite thing to show you, that you can never get bored when you make nests or vessels this way. There's my mum's flower that she gave me a little while ago. There's an imperfect crochet. So this is all about slow stitching and being you. So let's leave this one this way for a night and see what we've got underneath it. So I've got two vessels or two nests going at the same time. I have a medium one here, and this is the large. And when I do works together, I like to have that use the same pieces at the same time, if you know what I mean. So they marry together because something that I use on here, I will use on the larger one. So let's talk about the larger vessel first of all. The basis is this beautiful 100% wool. I have added some of my flower loom flowers already, a little bit of fringe. This is all vintage and what I would call priceless fabric. Plus this is fabric that my mum and I bought at the sewing basket, and she has gifted back to me. So we're nearly there with covering up the dark bits of the blanket. We're going to work on some of that tonight, and lined with this sense of love and warmth. This is another 100% Australian blanket. And the same goes for the smaller one. We do the same thing. We start with a blanket and then rows upon rows upon rows, etc. That same fabric being used. This one's got the base of more roses. So you can never get bored, everyone. You can't, because this spirit of creation just brings energy. And what will I do next? So I've threaded up my cupcake pin cushion. I really want to make some more of these soon because I've had a new idea about our projects, but not doing that yet. And let's just choose a color, any color. Let's start with this one, which is pink. Hello, Kalpana. Sending love. I'm sending love to my mum as well because she and Kalpana have roses as their favourite flower ever. I'm not sure that roses are my favourite, but I certainly have loved getting out and about. And why did I show you that embroidery in the beginning? Because I think it's time to put these special pieces somewhere. Now, when you have a nest like this that is reversible, you never ever get bored. So it's always difficult to choose where am I going to put this key piece. There's a yellow rose beside a pink rose, and I love to layer. Also, there's a baby pink rose. Let's go to the bigger one first because I have more space on it. I've pinned that in place. Here's the fringe that represents me. How about this very special rose? It could be on the inside or the outside. I have enough of these to do both. So with you tonight, let's do one here. And silence is, Kate has already misplaced the threaded needle. So that just means plan B. So this is a beautiful large vessel, everyone. Look at that. You can keep all sorts of things inside of there, and they're so flexible and malleable. So this is truly Kate in the nest. Happy, happy place. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to the place with the fringe because I like that as a marker. Here's the yellow for the sunshine. We're going to leave that bit of crochet on and put the rose here. And in a way that can flop over and be seen on the outside as well. Okay. This is a pearl crochet cotton, and we're just going to start stitching. As I always feel when I talk to myself here and filming, initially I was so nervous about doing this and felt so silly, but your feedback tells me that I'm not alone, that you're watching and doing you alongside me. So thank you for helping me grow and discover this wonderful world. If I have shadows tonight, please understand. I'll stand up and just check. Yep, you can see. So if we want to talk about where we are in the year, this is the end of September, and this has been a significant day because we've had this is a very sporty time in Australia, and we've had big sports games. My husband loves sport, and so do my sons. And today it was the grand final of the AFL played in Melbourne. And ironically for Victoria, the two teams playing in the grand final in Melbourne were not from Victoria. So we had Sydney and we had Brisbane, and I always thought it would be an upset. So I came down and did a journal made some making and did a journal video because I just had a bad feeling and I could not watch. And that is exactly what has happened. So Sydney Swans, we love you. Disappointed, but it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, so I spared myself from going blow by blow through a loss and made, I tried out Rachel's, she's calling them, I'm just loading it now, mixed fabric and paper notebook. And I just had the best time. I love my paper. And to do that, just was, yeah, brought me joy. I think that was my tummy rumbling, so sorry about that. So anyway, I am feeling fantastic because I did that, and now I'm going to stitch and watch Netflix. And look at these beautiful textures. So beautiful rose. Look at that, the variation of the pinks. So that rose is on. A few seed stitches around here. And then we'll just take this needle through and go, hello world, what's on the back? And you can see that on this large vessel, there's too much of that original to be showing. So we're going to cover this and then we're going to embellish. So this is vintage fabric, and the label, when I found it in a vintage shop, said that it had been made in, it was a blouse made in New York. Look at the gathering, that's a sleeve. I think there's a neck and a shoulder. So, oh, look at that little bit. I'll use that too. Love it, basically love it. All roses, and these ones are pinks and reds and yellows. So we have the thread coming through from the other side, so I'll just come out here. So I think I'm going to make a bold statement and say reversible nests are twice the joy, because you get both to see them as the viewer and user, but as the stitcher, you do the outside and the inside and treasure every single stitch. So I'm now doing a little bit of, this one is like a cantha. Even before I've tacked it down, just start the running stitches across. And see that the, what is, I don't call it a very attractive brown stripe, is already disappearing. So if you have a blanket that you don't like the color of, this is a fantastic approach. Just lay your rectangles, squares, embroideries. Oh, sorry about that. You can pin first. You can do all the embroidery on the sides and then fit the base to that. But me just being me, this is how I like to do it. Be free, be creative, and follow your heart. Okay, so that's just come undone then. And when that happens, when I'm filming, I always think, well, that's a sign to do something else and show and share some other parts. Okay, so that was that little bit there. I've got this beautiful little red flower. So let's leave our big vessel for a moment. I'll just remember to take a needle with me. And let's get the baby. Well, it's not the baby. This is the medium. My baby, oh, I haven't got it here. The little vessel fits beautifully in all of this. Okay, so I've got this, and I've probably got some roses more that we could have a look at. So take the time. Okay, this, I don't know where I got this fabric from. I think when I went out on my rose hunt, it's quite a large vintage piece, and I just need to find a spot. Okay, so here's the selvage. We've got bigger roses in there, so let's just snip and tear. In the background is like all like it's an ancient porcelain. It's all cracked. I suddenly got nervous and thought, what if these aren't roses? But they give me that impression. And they've got a beautiful pink bow. So I've done this harvest first as a square, like around all of that. And then this one over here, that's beautiful. So let us, this one we're going to harvest in a more organic form. Thank you so much for all your comments. And I have to say, I love hearing that many of you who've been watching me have been inspired to just be a little bit bold and just do it. Truly, what is the worst thing that could happen if you give this a go? I don't think there's much risk at all. So here's that's a needle with a thread on it. Look at that beautiful rose. Let's just finish this off. That's what I mean by just being free. I don't remember when I put that rose on, but now I look at it and love, love, love. I left this thread hanging and just a bit of overstitching here. Oops, tough. So many layers. Because that's a bit of quilted fabric underneath it on top of the blanket. Oops, so there we go, a few more stitches and a bonus needle. And let's go back to thinking about where these roses are going to go. I think I'm going to use this. So all my threads are from the Sewing Basket in Sydney, which is an oppie shop for makers really, and I love that idea. And I would never have gone out and bought this pink big ball of thread, but when I thread up and use it and think about it, I remember that that purchase has not only benefited me and then I've been able to share it with you, but also it has helped people with a disability. So what a special cause. I'm looking that I've got some trim, special trim to go on that bit. So I'm thinking this, so it's rows upon rows upon rows. Let us go to this bit here, which has this beautiful large cross stitch and the green leaf, and let's tuck it under a little bit. And now this rose is going to lead down onto the base. So flower upon flower, rose upon rose, blessing upon blessing. And I'm wondering about you, like, do you have a set amount of time that you can stitch? Do you love, like me, just getting in the flow and you lose track of time? When I filmed before, I came out and my husband said, that must have been a long one. I went, no, it wasn't. But actually, for a journaling video, it was long, but I just got in the flow and loved doing it so much that you lose track of time. And that's why this is also good for our well-being, isn't it, everyone? We're not ever going to apologize. This is so vital to our being us. Use your hands. Be creative. And pass on your skills to others. So I'm whipping through here, bit of quilting fabric, a little bit of gingham, a little bit of blanket, and a lot of this beautiful fabric. And what you'll find, actually, you may not find it, but I am finding it, sorry to be generalistic, but what I have loved about, doing a certain amount flat and then the rest around the base is that things happen, like it gathers or it forms a particular fold on the nest, which personally I love. I think that's very organic rather than having absolutely perpendicular sides. And I did get to spend some time continuing to sort my stitchy room today, and I just keep, my nests, these vessels, they're multi-functional. I've got so many different projects and I haven't got enough. I think every vessel I've made I've shared with you, which means there's a few, but I think it's my calling to be a nest maker. So again, now I look at this. So we've got roses here. We've got this. It has to be, look at that leaf. It has to be a rose leaf. But I don't want that big green to obliterate that flower underneath. So this is where you just come in and do a harvest and take those green leaves off. They will be used somewhere else. But now that means that this rose is leading onto this family of roses. One of the surprises is, because I surprised myself, this actually is part of a quilt that I made many, many years ago by machine, because I did try and I thought, my mum is incredible, I'll give it a go, but it was not my thing then. But now, I of course, I couldn't throw it away as a project, and now I am recycling them, reusing them and giving them new life. And I love that I've grown into loving that pattern. Bit tough to sew though, because it's got wadding underneath it rather than the blanket. My fingers feel it. There we go. So see now that this, we've got rows upon rows upon rows, and the by going over the top here, it makes it, see, you can fold it out like this, you can go inside out, whichever way you like, and that's the joy of stitching nests and following what your heart says. So I think I just fold that one up. I'm going to go and continue on work on this piece, stitching away. So this is medium vessel. This is large vessel. I want to make some more flowers this weekend, and I'm going away on next week. So I've got to make some important decisions about what stitching am I going to take away with me. Because I can stitch in the car as my husband drives. Okay, I'm just going to give you a flower to finish. A bit of pop of pink. And here's the matching rose to where we started. So whatever you are doing, wherever you are, in fact, maybe I'd like to, yeah. So this is joy. Just keep making. I'm sending these flowers to you. Yeah, wherever you are, whatever time of day. This is Kate in a Nest saying thank you for being my friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.